Yo, what's going on, good people, man? Welcome back to the House of Business podcast. This is the place where we give you the knowledge and the tools to execute your dreams and your visions. It's your host, Caleb Thompson, man. We're coming live from New York City, as we always do. Today's episode, man, it's going to be an important one. Why this episode is going to be important is it's for business owners, man, and it's for seasoned business owners as well that really need to stay up with the times. If you cannot be present with the trends that's going on in the world, if you cannot be present, just simple trends that's going on. You need to be knowledgeable about those trends, even if you do not adopt those trends. There are some trends that I do not adopt because it doesn't align with with my moral standpoint, and that's the way that I operate my companies. But there are every trend that happens in your business sector or in the world, to a certain degree, you need to be knowledgeable of it. Just like when the little 6-7 thing came out. See, a lot of people saying 6-7, they don't know where it originated from. But guess what? There are a lot of entrepreneurs, younger entrepreneurs that scaled their companies just based off of that one trend. They made 6-7 t-shirts. They made 6-7 shoes. So you need to be knowledgeable about trends when you are in the business marketplace and seeing how that you can integrate those trends into your sales department, into your marketing department, to see if there's any products or services that you already have present or available to sell that you can integrate with those products. So just say if I have a coffee company, I will have a small bag of coffee. I will have a coffee cup that has 6-7 on it, probably with the holiday theme or whatever theme that's around the area of the time that it came out. So that trend came out probably around Christmas time, I believe. So you need to find something that you can make a hybrid of Christmas and that trend that came out at that time. I'm not really sure if it came out around Christmas time, but I'm thinking it did, if I can remember. I didn't adopt that trend or integrate that specific trend into any of our business models, but a lot of people made millions of dollars just because of a trend. So you need to be aware of that. So today we're going to be talking about AI in business. Is it a tool that you can use, or is it a threat? So one way that I'm telling you right now, I use AI. I built 14 companies by using AI. I did not have the capital or the revenue to hire the human capital or to hire certain people to do certain things. So what I did is I used AI, and AI covered probably 3 departments of certain companies just based off of the knowledge that is embedded, or the coding that is embedded in AI. So I built 14 companies off of AI alone. And we do have TSG, Global Resource Management Group. We do as a collection, have a collection of 42 companies, but 14 of those companies were birthed from AI. The foundation of those companies, from the business plan we basically input information, basically saying this is my short-term goal, this is my long-term goal. This is what we plan to do. So you have to have an imagination. You have to have a goal. So AI is there to assist you. It's not there to think for you, but you have to input data or input certain information into the software. And then the software, what it does is it acts as let's say a cheap mentor. I hate to say cheap, but it acts as someone who already has the information, and it gives you feedback on your dreams or your goals. So I want to let you know this. If you're an upcoming entrepreneur, just think of this. Say, if you want to create let's say a dog walking company. If you want to create a dog walking company, you have a love for animals and you just don't know where to start. So you can start off by watching YouTube videos, kind of taking some pointers from people that's already been there. But you can get on ChatGPT, and you can say, I want to start a dog walking company. It's going to be called this name. I'm going to launch the company in New York City. You can put as much information as possible. So you would need to write your dream down. Whatever dream that you have, you need to write it down. You need to write down, let's just say that you wanted to start a car wash. I wanted to start a car wash. You need to, with starting any business, these are a couple things that you need. You need to have a name. You need to have a name picked out for that company. You need to have a slogan, something that's short and straight to the point. The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid, or keep it simple. That is the KISS method when it comes to creating a business. Keep it simple, stupid. Use the KISS method. So come up with a business name, come up with a business slogan. You need to create a business email, and then you need to create a business plan. Those are the four things that you need to establish a foundation for your business. And upon building on that business, you need to start with business operational systems. Well, before you get to business operational systems, you need to find out exactly from your business plan what you're going to know exactly what services or what products you're going to sell. And then you need to price those services and products. Then you need to run a SWOT analysis on the competitor. So you can sell a product for, say, $4.99, but you have a competitor selling that same product for $2.75. You need to try to find a manufacturer or get a wholesale license where you can get that product for 50 cents and you can sell it for $1.75 to beat your competition. So it's a strategy, and there's certain things that you need to do. But the thing is that we're talking about AI in business, and what I'm saying is you need to at least come up with the bare minimum of what you want to do, and then just put this, type it in. I'm looking to start a business. Type it in Chat GPT. And say, I'm looking to start a business, and I want to start a business, landscaping business in the New York City area. And I don't have any capital, but this is what I want to name the business. This is where it's going to be launched at. This is my name. It will spit you out an executive summary to help assist you on achieving that dream. What AI does is basically helps you to become a visionary. Say, there's a lot of things that I like to do, but I cannot articulate that, or I come to a roadblock. Say, okay, man, I want to do it like this, and this is what I want to do, but I don't know how to articulate this vision, and I don't know how it's going to work. So if you put in as much as you know that you want to do, just say as much information as possible, and say, I want to start a business. It's going to launch in, just say, Hoboken, New Jersey. It's going to be a vending company. This is the name of the company. I want you to give me a couple pointers on a way that I can execute this. It will spit you out at least something that will help to assist you with your vision. You know what I mean? So that's why. So we're talking about AI in business. Is it a tool or is it a threat? If you think AI in business is a threat, you are dead wrong. People are looking at it from a standpoint and they're saying, man, AI is going to take over the world. It's going to take people's jobs. And I'm going to tell you what. The good thing about AI is if it does take your job, it pushes you to be who you were created to be. Some jobs that you go to every day, you're being oppressed. You don't want to be there. You have traded your dream, your hopes, your dreams, and given everything that you once hoped to accomplish, you have traded that in for a good paying job that pays your bills. Is that wrong? No. But it's time to get back to the point, to use your God-given ability to start to execute at a level that you were destined to execute at. You know what I mean? It's time to be a visionary. It's time to pick back up those dreams. Maybe you want to be a violinist. Maybe you wanted to be an artist. Those things died when you hit a certain age. When you hit adulthood and you got a mortgage or you got married, all of those dreams died. As soon as you got a mortgage, you no longer want to open a body shop. But what I want to say is sometimes it's good that the jobs that you work at, AI is taking those jobs and that will force you to chase your dream like you were supposed to chase it in the beginning. So one thing I do, man, I do recognize that AI can help can help really automate really repetitive tasks, and it can free up time for more strategic work. So there are certain things that I do every single day, but if I can use AI to just handle those repetitive tasks, man, things that I do every single day, and I know I have to do them every day, I can have AI just basically take care of those tasks. So it's basically me starting to operate. This is my operational system. My operational system is that I do a business marketing campaign for certain companies each day. So I would pick probably 7 companies that we have, and then I will market those companies. I won't market every company every day, but I will market a group of companies every single day. If I know exactly what companies need to be marketed every single day, I have a list, probably a 2 week list, a 2 week content calendar. So there's still work that you're going to have to do, but AI can help you with that. Just say, I know what I'm doing. So what you'll do is you will put in as much information as you need, and it will spit you out a calendar. Say that if you just use AI and say, man, this is something that I don't do, but I want to do. I want to work out every day. I want to, walk the dog every day. I want to, go grocery shopping on every Thursday. You put as much information as and it will spit you out a calendar, and you can stick it on your fridge, and you can create a routine based off what you want to do every day. Are you going to do those things every day? Hopefully, but at least you have a vision. Even if you do not accomplish, listen to this. Aim, like they say, man, aim for the moon, and if you miss, at least you land amongst the stars. That means aim for the moon, but if you miss the moon, at least you'll land amongst the stars. So with AI, what you can do is you can at least spit out a calendar that will take care of the whole month. I will wash clothes every Sunday. Every Sunday is laundry day. Every Thursday, I'm going to clean the house. Put in as much information of things that is hard for you to remember, it's hard for you to do, and start to build a routine. But AI can help you with that. So go to chat right now if you want to go www.chatgpt.com. Put in the information and tell them to spit you out a routine calendar of everything you want to do. I want to work out from 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. It will put that in a plan and create you a calendar so you can have things to do every day that will help you to just start that trajectory of life that you want to start. So sometimes you can't do it on your own. Sometimes you don't want to write it by hand, but start to use this technology. You won't have to write out a whole calendar or go and buy a calendar from the supermarket and pencil in or pen in all those things that you want to do. Just put it in. It'll spit you out a calendar. You go and you print it out and you just put it on your fridge, and you will have a trajectory in life. It will start to give you that sense of purpose. So in business or in your personal life, I believe that AI is a tool. Me, myself, I use AI to assist with research, market ideas, as we just talked about, and data analysis, so I could move faster. There are a lot of things that I do not have time to research. I don't have time to, even if I'm thinking about owning a stock in London somewhere. So I'm thinking about, let's say futures. We're talking about the gold trade, let's say futures gold, but we're talking about futures gold. Well, let's do London session for day trading. So you get on the Ninja Trader or Tradeovate or Trading View platform, and you trade futures or you trade stocks. So as a day trader or a night trader, whatever, you go to the London session. So you're looking at gold. You're looking at gold or wheat or whatever you're looking at or whatever. I don't have time to really read the newspaper, fill it out, see if the stock has changed because something dramatic happened in that town. I can just say, AI, pull up all information that has a possibility to affect this stock, a specific stock, Ethereum. So we're looking at Ethereum, the Ethereum stock. So we're looking at that. We're looking at, let's say, even Netflix so a lot of times what AI does, it helps you to get the information that you don't want to have to go to every Netflix. You just say that you invest in Netflix or you invest in Amazon. You don't want to have to look up every article and try to figure out if this is going to affect the stock price. What you want to do is you can go to ChatGPT, you can go to some of these other AI softwares or apps, and you can just ask the app, okay, according to today, today or whatever, however you want to put it, you know what I mean? I put it in certain ways, but according to the business market today, is there any information available that could affect the Amazon stock. So and it will give you as much information as possible that's been put on the net, so you won't have to scramble around, do all your research. So use AI to assist you with research, market ideas, and data analysis. There was one time where I had three companies, which was Candy Carousel Castle. We still have these companies available. Candy Carousel Castle, which is a candy store. We also have a book and gift store, which is a bookstore that we have integrated into our coffee shops. But Ivy Chapter Book and Gift Store is a bookstore that we have online. And then we also had Times Square Toy Store. So because of Ivy Chapter Book and Gift Store, it was not generating enough revenue, passive capital, to the point where, I just really wanted to quit with the book and gift store. So I got on ChatGPT and I'm saying, what is one way that I could raise capital with Ivy Chapter Book and Gift Store? And then I have these other stores as well. I have this store, the coffee shop, and I also have the toy store. And it gave me a suggestion that I can find ways to bundle and integrate these two companies. I can put Ivy Chapter Book and Gift Store inside every coffee shop. I can put Ivy Chapter Book and Gift Store and integrate it with products. So I can give a finance book with a coffee bundle, and then that way, so you can get a bag of coffee and you can get a book, and we can call it the business. We can just come up with the name. You know what I mean? This is the morning business package. You know what I mean? So we'll give you a coffee cup, a small bag of coffee, and we will give you a book. So once each bundle sells, that a percentage of that bundle will go and generate capital for Ivy Chapter Book and Gift Store. So it helps you to find ways to integrate companies, helps you to find ways that if this company is losing, if it's not generating enough revenue, what you'll do is, or just say that one time, man, I had a U-Haul full of inventory that we wasn't going to use. Man, I think it was something like a certain trend. Just say that Christmas happened. It was a real big Christmas, and I would never do that again. So anytime, I don't care. I want to tell you this as well. I don't care if it's Christmas or if it's Halloween or if it's any holiday. Do not buy a gift, particularly I would say that has like pumpkins on it, or that has holiday art on it, or that has like Halloween art on it. Not unless you have a brick and mortar store that you can rotate those items when that season comes around. So if you don't own a retail store, kind of like a Dollar General style store or a Family Dollar or something like that, or you aren't into that franchise, do not buy specific items that has like Christmas decorations on it, Easter decorations and things like that. You don't want to get stuck with that inventory, because that season comes and it goes fast. So probably a month and a half before that season comes around, you want to have those items out. You want to have those items available. But 9 times out of 10, if you do not sell those items, you will be stuck with those items for an entire year, and they are taking up space in your inventory to the point that, you know what I mean, you're just stuck, or you will have to give those things away, or you will have to wait an entire year. So sometimes that if Easter comes around, I will probably have something that I will create, or that we will have for that current moment, and we would drop ship those items. So I will find an item at a lower price. I would market that item online, and I would drop ship that item instead of buying a bulk of that particular item, like for Christmas and for holidays, for the simple fact that if it does not sell, and it's hard to bundle a holiday item when the season is past. Like, you can't bundle a Christmas mug, a coffee mug that looks like, that has gingerbread men on it. And you can't say 2 months later, when it's close to spring, that we're going to bundle this with a toy. And it doesn't work like that, because it's out of season. So you will be stuck with a lot of those items till the next week. So if you have any Christmas, it's best to get a item that you can attach with the marketing theme. These are our Christmas deals. These are our Easter deals. These are our Halloween deals. instead of having items that you have on hand in your inventory that has a pumpkin on it, and then Halloween passes, and then now it's Valentine's Day. You can't sell that item. So you want to instead of being stuck with inventory that's not going to sell, what you want to do is you want to use the phrases or the words. These are our Halloween deals, 20% off on our Halloween deals, but it looks like a regular item. It could be a Stanley cup that's not customized to fit that particular season. But you want to say, these are our Halloween deals. These are our Christmas deals. These are our Valentine's Day deals. You know what I mean? So you want to use that instead of buying those products that are customized to those certain seasons, unless you can find a good manufacturer and you can drop ship those items once that people purchase those items. So, but when you treat AI as an assistant rather than a replacement, it becomes a powerful productivity tool. So I want you to know that, man, AI to me is a tool. It's not a threat, man. The only people that really see AI as a threat is people that feel like, man, I worked my butt off to get this position, and then now there's some magical computer or some magical computer genius that someone created and is trying to take my job. The thing is this: you were never meant to be a one-track mind person. Let me help you to understand something. If you can be a father, you can be a friend, you could be a mechanic, you could be a carpenter. You are one person, but you are all these different, there are different layers to you. That is the same way with your gift or your skill set. People say, if you are a jack of all trades, you are a master of none. That is not true. You are a master at being a jack of all trades. that you have mastered the art to be able to, balance that. People say, man, then you're not a professional in just one area. Yeah, you are a professional. You are a professional at being someone who loves knowledge, who loves to be able to hit a certain area and be able to receive knowledge from different areas. Yeah, you can talk about how airplane is built because you receive that knowledge. And then you can also talk about emotional intelligence and how to be a good friend and what to react to and what not to react to. You know why? Because you have taken the time to be a professional learner. So don't let anyone say, man, and do not spend your entire life just being a car salesman. You've been a car salesman, and then when some type of software comes along and you lose your job, you're ready to off yourself for the simple fact that you put all your eggs into one basket. I want you to understand something. You need to take that specific skill of selling cars and you need to find another product or another item and take that experience that you learned from selling cars and you need to sell something else. Do not be stuck with one feeling like, man, okay, man, I learned how to be a phlebotomist and then this is just what I want to do. You lose your job at the hospital. Okay, you lose your job at the hospital being a phlebotomist, you're probably making so much money. Go to a plasma place or go somewhere else. Or if you want to work for yourself, use the experience and the knowledge that you learned from being a phlebotomist. And then you can start a class online, or you can write an ebook, or you can, it's certain things that you can do with that skill set, man. You can write an ebook. You can start a coaching class for people who want to be a phlebotomist. You know what I mean? You say, man, if you want to be a phlebotomist, I'm giving a 6-week coaching program on things that you can expect, and you can market and sell that online. You can sell you an ebook based off your experiences. There's more than one way to generate or monetize your gifts or your experience. I'm gonna tell you something. If someone could, man, it's anything that you know how to do, you can monetize it. Some people knit sweaters. That's a thing that's coming back. Knitting sweaters, you can monetize that. Some people eat food. Some people just say, you know what, I love to eat food. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to record myself going to different places and eating food. These people are not food critics. They have turned themselves into food critics because they love to eat food, and they're getting paid to go to different places and just say they spent $20. They spent $20 on a meal and they record themselves giving their opinion about this certain meal at this certain place, but they end up making $600 because of the views and because of the comments about this certain meal. So they are monetizing things that they like to do. They're simple passions, simple gifts. They turned themselves into a food critic. They turned themselves just, so what I'm saying is you are never stuck. You just have to use what you have, use exactly what you have and what you like to do and just monetize it, man. Some people, man, I met this one person, man, a woman that I was with in my past, and what she did was she knew that I was the type of person. I was a go-getter. You know what I mean? I would go get it. I like to create things. I like to develop things. She said she didn't really have the energy, the time, or really have the passion to build anything. But what she said was, she said, you know what I want to be? I want to be an idealist. She just wanted to be an idealist, and people were paying her. She was like the original Chat GPT. She had all these dreams, all these ideas, all these massive inventions. Now I'm saying everything that I've built, you know what I mean, with the help of God. You know what I mean? I'm very intelligent myself, so I'm not saying that I plagiarized or stole anything from anyone else, but I'm giving you a idea here that this woman, I wouldn't say she was lazy, but she was kind of lazy. But she said, you know what I want to be? I want to be an idealist. I want to give people ideas of things that I sit around, think about, and I come up with, and I conjure up within my mind, and I want to sell these ideas. They say, I'm going to give them a little piece of it and say, you know what, and write it down and say, you know, I will sell you this idea. So she was like the Chat GPT back then, but she never really accomplished anything. People were just paying her for her help or for her knowledge and say, man, you know what? I don't know what I want to start. Well, you say, you know what, man, you hire me and I will help you to come up with some things that you would like to pursue. So she was lazy. The only thing she liked to do was like to think. She just wanted to be an idealist, and people bought her services, and she helped a lot of people just coming up with entrepreneur ideas, because she just didn't want to pursue anything. She just wanted to give out that knowledge. So you can basically, what I'm saying is, man, you can do anything or become anything that you want to do. Just start right where you are. So, but I make sure though, when we're talking about AI again. So I gave you, if you're just not tuning in, this is the House of Business Podcast 2.0. This is your host, Caleb Thompson. This is a place where we give you the knowledge and tools to execute your dreams and visions. We always come live from New York City. And we're giving you 3 talk points here. We're talking about AI in business. Is it a tool or is it a threat? So one thing that we have already talked about, we started off with 3 talk points here. We gave you the first talk point, which is seeing AI as a tool that can increase efficiency. So see it as something that you can use. You don't really need a team of people. Sometimes, man, we're waiting on someone to validate us. Sometimes we're waiting to, have the door open. We're looking at Warren Buffett, but I'm gonna tell you what, you may have Warren Buffett, but the things that Warren Buffett used back then to get where he is, times have changed. Times has changed. You cannot enter those same gateways and those same doors with that old Warren Buffett knowledge, you know what I mean? Because you're a totally different person. So the process that God used, or the process that Warren Buffett went through in 1930, 40, 50, and got to the place he is now, that same knowledge is not applicable for the simple fact that times have changed, trends have changed, the business market has changed so dramatically that you can listen to Warren Buffett just to understand his mindset, just to understand certain experiences that he's been through, and that can encourage you to go through your own path and learn from his experiences. But you cannot copycat or take that information as the blueprint for your specific success. What worked for Warren Buffett is not going to work for you, because you're not Warren Buffett. You know what I mean? What's going to work for me is not going to work for you, because you have your own path and your own destiny and your own definition of success for you. And you cannot we can learn from each other and we can pour into each other. But for the simple fact that my life, let me put it like this. This is how you know life is so different. You can have two people that are twins. They share the exact same DNA. They came from the same parents. They look exactly alike. But the thing is, they have different fingerprints. So they have the same DNA. If one twin was to kill someone else and they don't know who did it, both twins has the same blood. If two twins slept with the same girl and the girl had a child, they don't know whose baby it is. So if two twins slept with one girl or whatever, or tricked her into, it's no, they have the exact same DNA, but they have different fingerprints. So this is the divine wisdom and knowledge of the source or of the creator. Even though they have the same DNA, one person can commit a crime and the other twin can go to jail for the rest of their life because they have the same DNA. Both twins can sleep with a woman, and the child, they don't know who's the father, which twin is the father. They have the same DNA, but I'm going to tell you, but their fingerprints are different. You can have someone that what I'm saying is this. I'm basically going to boil this down to this. The fingerprint for your destiny and the fingerprint for your life is going to be different, even if you did everything the same. It's not going to work for you because you have your own individual path. So, so it's good to not idolize people, but to, learn information, learn some of the things that they went through so that you can say, okay, man, this is something I can expect. I can expect that when I'm going into real estate, that I'm going to have to just thinking of, man, when going into real estate, we do Airbnb, but outside of Airbnb, and that's just because the only reason I do Airbnb is for the simple fact that I don't want to be stuck with managing a property. I just seen that, man, the building that I lived in, when you manage and own a property, you have to send out emails. There's certain things that you have to do. You have to do that with Airbnb as well. But I don't want to have to pay a staff to sit there and manage a property. Things can go wrong. Pipes can bust. You know what I mean? The hot water's going out and things like that. I don't want to invest so much time into one property. I would, instead of an apartment building, I would probably have a house, Airbnb it out, change. There's certain things you're going to have to change and things might break down, hot water heaters, things, but I do Airbnb. I just manage the property. If there are anything that needs to be upgraded or updated, I do that as well, but it's not as complicated. So what I'm saying is this. I cannot take the blueprint that someone else used to get into real estate. I can take that knowledge and information and say that this is a problem that I'm anticipating that I may run into as a restaurant owner. You're going to have to, another restaurant owner, before you go into business, he's going to let you know there's going to be a stove that breaks down out of nowhere. There's going to be a landlord that even after you sign the contract, he may try to, up the rent. He might have put that in the rental agreement clause, you know what I mean? Very fine print. So, there are certain things that you can learn from an individual that will help you to anticipate certain pit stops or certain roadblocks that can help you to get over that with that knowledge. But I'm going to tell you something, it's not going to be exactly the same. So you have to understand that. So talk point number 2 is I understand that the risk of over reliance on AI. So you do have to understand this. You cannot over rely on AI. Like I said, man, you have to have your own brain. So AI is supposed to be used as a tool to assist you in what you're doing, but do not rely on it. Some people rely on AI so much that they start to decrease in value. They will brain rot on AI, and then when it comes to a real life problem and they cannot pull out their phone, they cannot pull out they cannot pull out their laptop, and they're stuck and they don't know exactly what to do. So AI is there to help you to learn. So one time, man, I created a book as well by using AI, but I created the book and I wrote the book myself, but I use AI to format the book, and I use AI to put it in its professional form or professional wording before uploading it to Kindle. So to the KDP publishing for Amazon. So but the thing is, I wrote the book. So what AI does is it does not excuse you from putting the work in and doing exactly what you need to do to raise your values. Because there's going to be time when someone's going to ask you a question. You're going to say, man, okay, they're going to say, Caleb, you own the candy store. So, what's the KPIs or what's the SKUs? You know what I mean? That's, what's the average SKU? And you're just like, man, I don't know, man. I use AI to build that store. So every time I use AI and I ask AI a question, I say, man, write me an article for my blog about this, let's say managing multiple streams of income. Even though I write, even though AI writes or it gives me the article, the 14 paragraph article for my blog, I make sure that I read it. I make sure that I read it so that I can gain the understanding of what the reader is going to read, but I also want to learn as well. So AI is there to assist you. Do not rely on AI, because there's going to come a point in time where you're going to be in a room, you're going to be in a charity event. People are going to see that you own some companies, or someone is going to see that you've been doing community relief work, and they're going to ask you certain questions, and you're going to say, well, I'll let AI do it. You need to be present. You need to read certain pieces of information. You do need to understand that there are risks when it comes to over-reliance on AI, but I believe it is a good tool to be able to help you to get to the next level and give you rapid information in certain areas that you do not have time to do the proper research. So I stay mindful that too much dependence on AI can reduce originality and human creativity. You are more creative than AI. AI is there to help you with your creativity. Do not become a slave to AI, but use AI as an assistant to help you to be more creative when you have a brain fart or when you become stuck. But I myself, I make sure that judgment, experience, and leadership still guides the final decisions. So even though AI may help you, in a certain area, and you still have to say so and say, even though that sounds good, that does not align with my own personal vision. Now I can take some of this information and I'll be able to use that information a little bit later down the line. But at this current moment, even though that's good information, that is a good direction to go while trying to expand business or while trying to get into business. I'm going to have to decline this type of information. You cannot let AI run your life. You have to make sure that your own judgment, experience, and your leadership skills still is the concrete yes or no when it comes to business, or when it comes to moving forward in a project. So anything in your business endeavors that you want to make sure that you yourself, your own judgment, experience, and your leadership style, it aligns with those things. Do not say, oh man, this is good, man. AI just told me that I can do this and do this, and you just go with it. You know what I mean? You have to check and see if it first aligns with what your original plan is for your life, or the purpose, or if it aligns with your why, or why you started a business. So number 3, I focus on how to integrate AI strategically into my business. And this is something that we just talked about. We just talked about this so many times, but evaluate where AI can genuinely improve operations without removing the human element. So sometimes you don't need to get rid of Susie, who is the chief operationals officer. What you need to do is you need to send her to a AI conference to help invest money in team development and teach her how to use AI to assist her on making more seamless operations. You don't need to get rid of your COO. You don't need to get rid of your chief operational officer. You don't need to get rid of your chief financial officer because you have a software that someone can just input this information, or you can buy every transaction. You do not need to get rid of the human element. What you need to do is you need to set aside an investment budget for team development in your company to teach them how to use these tools to make their job easier, so that you can make sure that, the process of, buying, selling, anything you do, business to business, B2C, business to customer, or whatever you choose to do, or whatever format you use, when it comes to purchasing products or services, you want to make sure that they have the necessary tools available to make sure that your company stays competitive, but also that your team set aside a budget to invest into your team for team development, to make sure that, they are right there. They have the tools necessary to compete with similar businesses as well. So also look for ways that AI can help you scale marketing, customer service, and internal systems. That is exactly what we just talked about. But learning how to use AI responsibly, it helps you basically position your business to stay competitive in a rapidly changing economy. So, man, AI just basically regurgitates a lot of information at a rapid pace that helps you to stay competitive. You don't have to, man, with so many tools and so much technology, man, you don't have to use any diabolical means in order to stay competitive. What you can do is just simply just, man, all the information you need is right at your fingertips. You can ask AI, man, how do you make purple from two colors? If you don't if you don't know that, it'll tell you. What's the what is the base formula for Coca-Cola? Some information they don't have and they cannot tell you because it's confidential, dealing with high-end products, but it can give you a base format on how to create your own soda. Say, man, I want to create my own soda. I want to create my own juice. You know what I mean? So you can use AI to assist you with your dreams of what you want to do. That's something I probably want to do. So, you know what I mean? I never thought of that until I just said that. So that would probably be my next project. You know what I mean? Let's make a soda. You know what I mean? I find me a manufacturer, come up with a base formula, and probably add if I have time. But that's something you can do. But whatever dreams, hopes you have, man, just start, man, wherever you are. Use AI to assist you. AI can really take a lot. Man, you don't have to hire certain people when you have AI. So, man, there's a lot of things that I do with business marketing, business sales, mass emailing, cold calls, man. So sometimes instead of doing cold calling, you do those cold callings via email with sending out mass emails and things like. You can do all that with AI. So you really don't need that. It's certain software for that, like Monday.com, MailChimp. So, man, and they use AI. AI is integrated into the software. So you don't need to hire a lot of people when you're first starting off in business. Some people say, man, you know what? I want to start a clothing company, but I have no one to help me. Man, use AI, man, in order to come up with the business name, come up with the foundation for the business, even help you to build a small one-page business plan that you can at least you can read every day to remind yourself of the goal you're trying to achieve. So is AI, we're talking about this episode, is AI in business? Is it a tool or is it a threat? With my personal experience and with my personal conclusion, I believe that it is a tool. So, man, you guys can tell me exactly what you think. Leave a comment, and we'll see you guys back here next Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the House of Business Podcast 2.0. This is your host, Caleb Thompson, and this is the place where we give you the knowledge and the tools to execute your dreams and visions. Peace.